Today we're trying to blow up all of our opponent's lands, but only with commons. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron-Olive, and today we are trying to blow up all of our opponent's lands, but only with commons for the first time in a long time. We're going to play a format that a lot of you have been asking me to play, which is we're going to check out some Pauper, and I'm very curious to see where Pauper is right now. I used to play Pauper quite a bit, like years ago, but I kind of fell out of playing it, but thanks to some recent bannings and unbannings, I'm really interested to see what Pauper is like right now. Plus, as I was looking through the metagame page, I realized I can actually play a deck that's going to blow up all my opponent's lands, and there's nothing I like to do more than that. So let's talk about our Pauper Ponza deck. Jump into a Pauper League, see the deck in action. So the way this deck works, actually pretty simple. Turn one, we want to do some ramping. For this, we have Abrew, Wild Growth, Utopia Sprawl. Oddly, pretty much the exact same ramp package that Modern Ponza used to play. Didn't get Wild Growth because that doesn't exist in Modern, but still a very powerful ramp package. So on turn one, we ramp, because if we ramp on turn one, that gets us to our land destruction on turn two. So for land destruction, we have Thermocrossed, which cracks me up. It's an old green land destruction spell. For 3 mana, it blows up a land, and if the land's snow covered, you gain a single life. Unlikely to be relevant to our deck today, but you never know. If we win a game because of the life gain from Thermocross, that'd be hilarious. Stone Ranges blows up a land, and Mavuli Acid Was, a little more expensive, but it also ramps us along with blowing up a land. So turn one ramp, turn two, turn three, hopefully blow up some lands, and that kind of transitions us into our mid game. Our mid game plan is to ramp even more, this time with some Eldrazi. So we have Malevolent Rumble, Eldrazi Repurposer, Writhing Crystallis. These cards add bodies to the battlefield and also make Eldrazi spawn tokens, which then we can sack for even more mana, which gets us to our big finisher. So ramp on one, blow up some lands, play an Eldrazi to ramp even more. Our big finishers, we have a few different options. Avenging Hunter, a big 5 mana 5/4 trampler. Then when it enters, we gain the initiative, start working our way through a dungeon. Annoyed Altasaur Boarding Party, probably our 2 best finishers. Big threats, massive bodies that also cascade, so they can spin into each other. They can spin into an Avenging Hunter, an Eldrazi, into a land destruction spell. And then Generous End, mostly in our deck to find a forest, but occasionally we get up to 6 mana and cast it as a big 5/7, and that's essentially the plan of the deck. Ramp, blow up as many lands as possible, play these big beaters, and beat our opponent down. And one of the reasons I actually think this deck could be pretty good is if you look at Pauper decks, they are incredibly greedy with the amount of lands that they play. If you look at our deck, we're playing 17 actual lands, which kind of makes sense because we're playing all the 1 mana ramp spells. But if you look at the Pauper metagame, the tier deck that I could find playing the most lands was Tron at 20 lands, and there are a lot of tier Pauper decks that are playing like 15, 16, 17, 18 lands. So in theory, if we can just blow up a couple of lands, there's a good chance that we're really going to set our opponent back on their game plan. As far as our sideboard, we get more land destruction. It might not look like land destruction, but one of the weird quirks of Pauper is there's a lot of artifact lands running around, including the indestructible artifact lands. So we have Gorilla Shaman to Glamour that deal with artifacts, but really they're mostly going to be dealing with the artifact lands that opponents play. The Glamour, since it shuffles the artifact or enchantment into its owner's library, can even deal with the indestructible lands. Weather the Storm gives us some life against aggro, Relic of Progenitus for graveyards, Breath Weapon, a little sweeper for go wide decks, and that is Pauper Ponza. That's our deck for today. So let's jump into a league and see just how good Pauper is and how many lands that we can blow up using only commons. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats, tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. Much ado about nothing time. This week, we are checking out the new Pauper format. Oh, why do you enter tapped? So I found out recently that you can actually play land destruction in Pauper. There's actually like a straight up land destruction deck. And I knew that I had to try some Pauper because, you know me, there's nothing I like doing more than blowing up my opponent's lands. And apparently Pauper is the format where it's a legit plan. This hand, I wish this was an untapped land, but we get to Wild Growth, ooh, Crop Rotation, and a Candy Trail. All right, Oh, so some sort of Tron deck, probably. That's what crop rotation makes me think. Hopefully that means this is a great matchup for us. Arbor Elf, eh? Well, we will play a forest, run out the Arbor Elf. This is actually pretty good. Arbor Elf's pretty good, because what this means is... Wait, is our opponent passing? Oh my god. Oh, dear god. Okay, wait. So if we... Oh, we need red mana. So we play the Wooded Ridgeline. We can untap it. Yeah, we can't do it this turn, can we? Play Wild Growth. Yeah, because of the tap land, we gotta wait one more turn. All right, Arbor Elf Aggro, go. Okay, next turn. Next turn, the destruction begins. Our opponent really needs to find a land, or they're gonna regret keeping this one lander pretty quickly here. Oh my god, opponent. Passing. Oh, it's too easy. So, let's tap this for a little bit of mana, and then untap this. And tap this for a little bit of mana, and Maroony Acid Moss. Blow up your... And opponent scoops it up, and... Okay, we're off to a good start. We are off to a great start. Oh, I love my life. Okay, I don't know what we're playing against, because... It's been a while since I played Pauper. I gotta imagine it's Tron, right? It's gotta be... Tron, Rakdos Synthesizer. Wait, what? Tron, there we go. Okay, I'm trying to see what Pauper decks actually play Candy Trail. I imagine with crop rotation, it's gotta be Tron, right? You're trying to, oh, Conduit Pylons. This is what they're doing. So this is, how do we, Ashnod's Altar? What is happening? Oh, it's Mirror Retriever Infinite Combo. So you play Pactile Trailer, Mirror Retriever, loop it with Ashnod's Altar. I think that's what they're doing. Probably stuff that blows up artifacts. This seems like an artifacty kind of matchup, although they have a lot of artifacts that we probably don't want to blow up. Gorilla Shaman, only its non-creature artifacts. Do we actually care about blowing those up? So we want Deglamor for sure. When you cast a spell, or when it dies, create an Eldrazi, all right. Can an Eldrazi spawn? We can cut those. Maybe like a Hunter, an Altasaur? Do we actually want Gorilla Shaman? I just don't know if we want to blow up their artifacts. They're mostly artifacts that they want to die anyway, like, well, Expedition Map, Energy Refactor. Actually, maybe it's good, because they play a lot of colorless mana. Maybe blowing up their artifacts is still worth it. Let's bring in one Gorilla Shaman and go down one more Altasaur. So I feel like, hopefully, since our opponent's on a Tron plan, hopefully just having a bunch of land destruction is going to be good against them. We'll see if it actually is as good as we think. But in theory, like, that seems like one of the arguments for this deck being good now. Like, they unbanned Prophetic Prism, classic Tron piece in Pauper. Now people play Tron more. So to punish those Tron players, we blow up all their lands as Moto legs. All right, there we go, Moto. There we go. I guess it's fine. We only have one land, but we are just a 17 land deck, so that's not shocking. If the Arbor Elf dies, things might be a little sketchy, but turn one, Arbor Elf... Well, there's the Tron land and a Candy Trail. Opponent. Gonna do a little scrying. Well, land and Arbor Elf. Go. Wild Growth is not the worst draw. Power Plant and Energy Refractor. Okay, opponent's off to a scary start. We would like to draw a land here for land destruction. Can we draw an untapped land? Can we draw it? We'll take a forest. We don't even care. Utopia Sprawl. So, that's kind of scary. So we can play a Wild Growth on the forest. Untap it. Malevolent Rumble. Take a forest. Play the forest. Utopia Sprawl on red. Do they have full Tron? Next turn, we do get to blow up a land. Them having Tron for a turn does scare me, though. Actually, we have more than Tron mana, as it... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Opponent's passing. Play a Utopia Sprawl on our super buff forest. Deglamor. Get rid of this Energy Refractor, which is offering colored mana for our opponent, which we don't really want them to filter into, like, blue mana and counter us or something. And then we will... untap the Mighty Forest, tap the Mighty Forest, blow up Urza Sour. All right, Candy Trail, sure. Gain that life, opponent, gain that life. And we'll just pass, we'll just pass. Did you find a land? Oh, we are like one, we're gonna get a flawless, oh, they found a swamp. Opponent staying alive, Vicar Wellsprig. I mean, we get to start casting the bombs, though. We draw a forest, we'll tap this for 1 million, untap it. Tap this for 1,000,000. 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, how much is this? We need 11 to cast both. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can play this forest, play a writhing Crystallis, make some spawns, and 5, 6, 7. Annoyed Altasaur, do a little Cascading into Gorilla Shaman. Send a message with the spawn. That's the turn. I feel like we might be in okay shape. We are playing Pauper, so it's not like they can just Damnation us or something. Candy Trail, opponent. Man, I'd love another land destruction spell. Another land destruction spell would be pretty sweet. Opponent gets to do some scrying. Our one of Gorilla Shaman can start blowing up like Candy Trails if we want to. We also just have like kind of a clock. Another power plant. All right. Muvoni Acid Moss. How about a Muvoni Acid Moss? Muvoni Forest. All right, well, we will go to combat. Down to 14 and pass the turn. Unfortunately, they found a land, so we can't blow up the Candy Trail here. Oh, okay. Well, now we can blow it up. Actually, I guess we just tap this. Tap this. Candy Trail. Blow it up. So Bona gets to draw some cards. They get to make a map. And then I guess we will blow up the map. Might as well. Okay, Gorilla Shaman might actually be kind of sweet. Gorilla Shaman actually is even pretty... Oh, that's another Tron land. That's another Tron land. And we don't have lethal this turn. I mean, they are a combo deck. They could just set up a combo and kill us if we're not fast enough. I don't know what we're playing around. There's probably not flash creatures. Ichor Wellspring for our opponent to draw a card. And Mere Retriever. All right, how about some land destruction? How about some land... Oh, more forest. More forest. Well, we will go to combat. Opponent's going to jump. They get back an artifact. Well, we will see. Opponent's going to get back the Candy Trail while we'll play a forest. Pass the turn. No point in blowing up this Ichor Wellspring, I don't think, since it just draws our opponent a card. If anything, we do an end step maybe if they have too many cards in hand. And Expedition. All right, well... Our opponent has successfully assembled Trod. We have not drawn much land destruction. We drew a ton of ramp. No finisher. Opponent Urza's Tower. What do they run out? Pack Dal Tear. Whenever this creature or another artifact you control enters, each opponent loses a life, you gain a life. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. How about some actual action? We untap. We draw a Wild Growth. Well, we can't win this turn, so go to combat. Attack, attack. Yeah, opponent goes to 1. Okay. I mean, I think with the Gorilla Shaman out, they can't go infinite. Because if they have an Ashnod's Altar, we can blow up the Ashnod's Altar. I do think we punted by not attacking with that Gorilla Shaman like 3 turns ago. That 1 damage, that 1 damage would have actually mattered. Another tear. Well, let's see how far they can go. Pings us, down to 17. Expedition map. Pings us. They are gaining back a lot of life. Opponent gonna sack the Expedition map. Get another Urza's Tower, I assume. Man, a land destruction spell would be spicy. Opponent, another tower. Plays the tower. 6 mana still. Candy Trail. Pings us. Unfortunately, our Gorilla Shaman only gets to blow up non-creature artifacts. We will blow up the Candy Trail. If our opponent wants to use it, they gotta do it in response, so they don't get to scry first. Wow, these pack Dal Tears are kind of insane. They've gained back so much life that I'm not sure we can win still. Opponent gonna sack the Candy Trail. Because our opponent's back up to 10. They're back up to 10. These pack Dal Tears are super impressive here. Oh man, we're gonna regret not attacking with that Gorilla Shaman. Also regret not drawing a friggin' land destruction spell. We came here to blow up lands and we have not done a good enough job. We have let our opponent assemble Tron as we're playing land destruction, which is kind of brutal. Prophetic Prism to draw a card. And drain us. Well, we will blow up the Prophetic Prism. Grow the Crystallis. Alright, opponent makes mana. Loses their artifact. Back up to 12. Blood Fountain. Well, I imagine that's a combo piece for our opponent. Down to 7. Opponent's up to 16. And now I think we're actually just dead. Pretty sure we punted this game. Pretty sure we punted this one. Thankfully, there's still another game to go. And if you punt, what do? If you punt, well, more forests. If you punt, what you do is you don't let it tilt you. You don't let it throw off your next game. You just run it back and try to play better the next time. But I do think that was a punt on our part for sure. When do we want to go down? Man, I wish we had drawn a friggin'. Oh, another land destruction spell. We just could not find it. Let's go down 1 rumble. and maybe one boarding party, run it like that. No land destruction, but we do get to ramp quite a bit. I'll play a forest and Utopia Sprawl on red. Opponent, Urza's Tower and Expedition Map to try to set up Tron. We draw even more forest. Well, we will play a Wild Growth. And a Wild Growth. And pass the turn. All right, this boarding party is going to be huge. We really need to cascade into a land destruction spell to blow up a Tron land. All right, power plant. Well, this is a big turn. This is a very big turn. We untap. We draw. An Altasaur. Well, we have 6 mana. Boarding party. Cascade. Land destruction, please. The glamour. That's not great. That is not great. All right, opponent. Tron assembled. Man, that would have been a great time. A great time for some land destruction. We get to get in for 6. Hit you to 14. Opponent, though, has officially assembled Tron. Ichor Wellspring draws a card. And Mirror Retriever. I'm gonna pass. We draw. Thermocast. Okay, we finally found land destruction. Although it's gonna take our entire turn. So we're gonna blow up the tower. Actually, let's see. If we attack, they get back their expedition map. So I think we just blow up the tower. And awkwardly, I don't think we even attack here. We're just gonna pass. Happens to have another tower. And an energy refractor. There's their Packed Out Tailor. I imagine that's their most important card. Opponent passes. Moony Acid Moss. Well, okay. Blow up your tower. Get a Woodline Ridge. No attacks. The problem is if we attack, they get back the expedition map and reassemble Tron. That's why we're not attacking here. It might be a horrible plan. I feel like our opponent's deck does much less when they don't have Tron. Swamp. Okay, at least it's not a Tron land. Stone Rain. Okay, well, I mean, I think we just got a cascade here. How about an Annoyed Altasaur? Do a little cascading into a boarding party. Not bad. Do a little cascading into a Arbor Elf. A little bit worse. Well, I think we start attacking now. I think we start attacking. If our opponent wants to spend their turn reassembling Tron, I guess we let him. Plus, we have another Stone Rain for next turn. I think I undervalue playing this and using the spawns right away. I think we could have done that earlier, too. I'm learning the deck. I'm learning the deck. It's Pauper. We don't usually play with these cards. My thinking here is, if our opponent wants to get the expedition map and reassemble Tron, it's going to take them a while, right? They have to spend a mana to play the map, 2 to crack the map, then they get Tron. So worst case, they get another tower in their +3 mana next turn, but they spent 3 mana to do it, so they're not actually gaining mana next turn. And then we just Stone Rain the tower again, and hopefully actually kill our opponent with these Altasaurs. And without Tron, I don't think they can cast enough stuff for their Packed Out Terror. Our opponent gonna block. Feeling the pressure. Mirror Retriever gets to get back an artifact. We might be good. We might be good. I'm feeling like we might have done it. Punts and all. Apparently blowing up land strong enough. Opponent gonna get back the map. Okay. All right, opponent. What do we got? What do we got? Opponent gonna eviscerate Insight. Sack an artifact. Draw a couple cards. I mean, if they draw into tower, maybe there's a way they go infinite. They do have one Mirror Retriever. They need a Packed Out Terror too, though. And an Ashnod's Altar. They need a lot of pieces. We don't quite have lethal next turn, unless we top deck something, but we can blow up another land. Expedition map. And cracks it. Okay, so opponent's gonna get the tower, which we will blow up. There's the tower, 3 mana. And a Candy Trail. Scries 2 to the bottom. And a second Mirror Retriever. Okay. Well, opponent's got a plan. They got a plan. Opponent passes. We draw. Generous Ent. Well, okay, so we will tap this to make a bunch of mana, play the Crystallis, make some spawns. We will untap this, Stone Rain the Urza's Tower again. And then, let's see, boom, 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 boom. And then we might as well just run out the Generous Ent, I guess. Get a food, go to combat, hit ya. Gonna block, get back a Mirror Retriever, drop to 9. Can they find the 4th tower? If they find the 4th tower, they got a shot. If they can't find the 4th tower, this should finally do it. Come on, Magic Gods. Opponent, 2 mana. Crop rotation. All right, opponent finds the final tower. Can it keep him in the game? Opponent, 5 mana. What are we doing with it? 2 mana. Prophetic Prism to draw a card. Okay. You need something more than that. Energy. Okay. Is this our opponent giving up? Do we do it? Did we do it? Through our punts? Conduit pylons, back up to 2 mana, and opponent scoops it up. Ooh, okay. That was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. I know you're yelling at me in the comments, and deservedly so, but we got there. We overcame our own punts and managed to blow up a lot of Urza's towers. I might like this pauper format. This pauper format might actually be kind of sweet. All right, well, let's do that again, this time with a few less punts. Sand feels kind of slow. We haven't landed a destruction spell, but we have 0 ramp. I think we have to just mulligan this and try to find something that accelerates a bit. Well, all right, this hand accelerates a ton. Whether or not that is going to lead to anything, that remains to be seen. This hand is essentially just all, no, is it indestructible lands? Those are legal in this format? That kind of feels like cheating. That kind of feels like cheat. This better not be another indestructible land, opponent. Okay, that's not indestructible at least, thank goodness. So opponent, some sort of affinity deck. Refurbished Familiar. For each opponent, discard a card. For each opponent, can't you draw a card? All right, so we will discard a Wild Growth. Gonna do a little passing. Let's draw something big. Writhing Chrysalis is kind of big. So we can play a Forest. Utopia Sprawl. This is actually pretty good. Utopia Sprawl on red. Tap it, untap it, tap it. Chrysalis. Make a couple of little spawn friends and pass the turn. Chrysalis is quite the common. My goodness. My goodness. It's a lot of bodies. A lot of bodies for a little mana. And it has reach, so take that, Refurbished Familiar. Man, I wish we had the Mox Monkey. Oh, we are definitely bringing in the Mox Monkey in this matchup to blow up even more lands. Opponent. Oh, is this the burn deck? I was looking at the Pauper meta, and there's like a Madness burn deck. I almost think this is that deck. All right, something big, something big. All right, Mooney Acid Moss is something at least. Let's tap this, untap, and Acid Moss the Great Furnace. All right, opponent's going to sack it to draw a couple of cards. Annoying. Well, play the land, and I guess we do some attacking with this Chrysalis, I think. Do we? Let's get and hit you. Gonna take the beats down to 18. Well, let's play the Utopia Sprawl, and we are officially, sadly, out of cards. Well, pass the turn. Hopefully we draw some big Cascade thing. The initiative guy would be good. Something to generate value. Reckless Fireweaver. Okay, that's gonna start adding some damage as artifacts enter. And, well, all right, another indestructible land. Cheating. 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 No indestructible lands allowed. I guess we just take the beats. Okay, we really need to draw something big this turn. This turn would be a nice turn for like a 7-drop. Okay. Initiative dork. That is something. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the initiative. So we get to tutor up a basic, which I guess we grab our mountain. Do we even attack? What's the next mode on this? 2 counters, scry 1, lose 5, goad. So the problem is if we attack with this, then they hit us back with this and they steal the initiative. And I think we just stay on defense this turn. We would like more big things. We have so much mana. It's kind of funny. We played Tron, and I was very worried about the amount of mana Tron makes, but really, in our own way, we're just making more mana than Tron is. Like, we make so much mana with Abrew, Utopia Sprawl, Wild Growth shenanigans, that we actually just out-mana Tron. So what is our next mode if we keep this? Scry 2, probably? Ooh, I think our opponent missed that we have Sneaky Reach. Oh, wait. Oh, and it gains Trample. Okay. A Flash Vehicle. I didn't even know this was a card. That gives +2/+0 and Trample. All right, well, I think we got to sack our spawns to grow it. In response, our opponent is going to Galvanic Blast. So it's going to die no matter what. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, it's going to die no matter what. Sure. So our opponent killed the Chrysalis. We did get a bunch of cards out of our opponent's hand. They're going to steal the initiative. We get to steal it back, but we're down to 10. I'm actually not feeling super great about where we're at the moment. We'll see. Grabs a mountain with the initiative. Yeah, that Sneaky Vehicle, my goodness. That was actually very good for our opponent. And opponent plays a Great Furnace, brings us for 1. Man, we do have some good sideboard options for this matchup. And opponent, gonna crack the map to explore, finds a Glaze Fiend. Kind of feeling like we're dead to this Refurbished Familiar, though. Well, we draw more useless mana. Well, get in with the hunter, steal back the initiative. Opponent's going to crew their vehicle. All right, opponent's going to crew and double block. Well, we still trample over. We still get to steal the initiative. I think we have to scry 2. So let's go Lost Well, scry 2. We need to find something. Ooh, bottom and yeah, I mean, Milani Acid Moss is one of our best cards, but this is not the time for it. We might just be dead here, actually. So our opponent's kind of like Artifact Burn, I guess. Opponent, Ichor Well. Lots of artifacts in this format. People love their Ichor Wellsprings in Pauper now, apparently. Opponent draws a card and gets in. Yeah, I mean, I guess we chump. We don't really need the mana. Opponent steals the initiative again, which is actually going to kill us, right? The initiative is actually, we introduced it to the game, but it looks like it might kill us instead of our opponent. Because lose 5 life is the next mode, so that means we cannot take damage from a creature. Another Ichor Wellspring. Yeah, we're not really a card draw deck. We get card advantage from Cascade a little bit. Avenging Hunter. Yeah. So we go to creature, create a treasure. Yeah, we're straight up dead. All right, on to sideboarding. This might be a tricky matchup for our deck. So, Gorilla Shaman seems insane. That can blow up artifact lands, not the indestructible ones. The Glamour turns into land destruction if all you're playing is these artifact lands. Weather the Storm, probably a necessary evil to gain some life. The question is, what do we possibly cut to bring in 10 cards? That's going to be the challenge. We have 10 good cards to bring in. Maybe we go down the Stone Rain, since Deglammer is actually just cheaper Stone Rain against our opponent's deck, or very close to it. Maybe the Repurposers? I don't know if we can afford to cut Ramp. Maybe the Rumbles? The Rumbles seem not super necessary. Maybe like an Acid Moss, an Ent, a Hunter. All right, 2 Acid Mosses. Let's run it like that. We still have a ton of land destruction. It's just not the traditional land destruction. But if our opponent's gonna play all artifact lands, the Glamour is actually like the perfect way to answer their lands. This even gets rid of the indestructible lands because they shuffle back into the deck. All right, let's see if this, I'm mostly excited though for Gorilla Shaman. The Mox Monkey is so good against artifact lands. It's literally just pay 1, blow up your artifact land. So I feel like maybe this matchup is going to get better. We'll see. We'll see. In game 1, it felt pretty rough, but we do have a lot of good sideboard cards. Maybe we keep 1 Repurposer. The more I think about it as we wait for our opponent, maybe we keep 1. We're on the play, and Sand seems pretty bad. No ramp. 2 Weather the Storms. But yeah, no ramp means no keep, I think. Let's mulligan. Okay, well, this we're going to keep. It's still a little sketchy. I think we just put Boarding Party to the bottom. So I think what we do, this Deglammer is going to be sweet. So I think what we do is play the Forest and Wild Growth of Forest. So we have 2 mana next turn. Next turn, we can Forest Cycle and Deglammer in Artifact Land. Opponent, Voldarin Epic Yaw, and passes. Ooh, we draw a Forest. Okay. We got to do it, right? We can't pass it up. Yeah, all right. Let's Deglammer, get rid of the land, pass the turn. Kind of wanted to hit an indestructible land with that, but we can't be too greedy. Opponent gets in with Epic here. Hits us. Oh, they didn't have another land. Okay. Well, let's grab the red mana, untap. Play the Woodland Ridge, pass the turn. Avenging Hunter coming next turn, opponent untaps. Did we find a land? Wow, Deglammer got him. Oh, Deglammer got him. And now we will Avenging Hunter here and snag us a Forest. And this one looks a little over. Oh, opponent. Ooh, yeah, get in there, Vulnerable Epicure. Get in there. And opponent scoops it up, and okay, that Deglammer was not bad. Wow. I mean, not a true flawless victory because I had a creature and a blood token, but no lands. That went better than I expected. Okay, should we be bringing in the Pyroclasm effect is the other question. Let's see. I just don't know. I haven't played enough. I might start playing more Pauper because I kind of actually really like this format so far. So I believe that they are Rakdos Affinity, which is this deck. So basically keep artifacts off the battlefield. And the Pyroclasm's a little mid, I guess. It doesn't seem horrible. Where's my hat going? It doesn't seem horrible, but it also only hits like half their stuff. And it hits some, you know what, we're gonna run it. We're not gonna bring in the Pyroclasm. I think that's probably more for like tokens or something. No land destruction. We can ramp. Yeah, I think we mulligan this. Oh, this hand scares me quite a bit. I don't want to go to 5. Yeah, we're gonna keep it. We'll put the boarding party to the bottom. Boarding potty and passing. Don't kill our Arbor Elf. Well, okay. Apparently we're gonna draw boarding parties anyway. Arbor Elf, go. Don't you kill it. Don't you kill it. Lightning Bolt. Vault of Whispers. And Reckless Fireweaver. Well, there's a Mooney Acid Moss. So play the land, pass the turn. So we can Generous Ent to get a forest. Another Fireweaver. That's a little scary. Well, let's cycle this. Get a forest. Now, I guess that might have been better to do that main phase and get the tap land, but play the forest. Run out a Eldrazi Repurposer. Make a spawn. Well, okay. No land this turn, please. Opponent, Epicure. Okay, gets a blood token to dig for a land and pings us. Because we do have land destruction. Okay. Well, we will play a forest and Mooney Acid Moss. Get that Great Furnace. Grab the Wooded Ridgeline. And we're going to stay on defense. Not going to attack yet. Next turn, we can get down Annoyed Allosaur. Well, let's see what our opponent does. They got to crack the blood, right? Wow, they're going to keep it. They're trying to get affinity shenanigans going. So they want the blood token, but without lands. All right, opponent's going to sack it. Wow, doesn't find a land. Okay. Come on, one more land destruction spell. One more land destruction spell. Come on! Annoyed Allosaur. Cascade. Oh, wait, actually. You know what? Let's just play Boarding Party. Boarding Party. Cascade. Into, well, okay. Writhing Chrysalis. I do not mind Writhing Chrysalis. And now the attacking will begin. Get it, hit ya, opponent. Wow, taking the huge hit to the face. So I'm realizing something about Pauper, which is people don't play enough lands. People do not play that many lands in Pauper, which means it's not that hard to mana screw someone because people just seem way too greedy with the amount of lands they play. Deglamor. Oh! So we will Deglamor this indestructible land. Yeah, float that mana, opponent. Float that mana. You gonna sack it? Sure. Sack it to draw a couple cards. Ping us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And land 7. Annoyed Allosaur. Land destruction. Utopia Sprawl. All right. Well, I mean, put it on red. And go to combat. Hit ya. The clock is on. Opponent's got to start blocking. Opponent blocks. Takes their beats down to 4. 1 land on the battlefield. Untaps. They do have 2 Fireweavers. Can they kill us somehow? I hope not. Come on. The Glamour was so good. Opponent. Another Vault of Whispers pings us down to 10. And Refurbish Familiar. Okay. Pings us down to 8. Sacks the map to explore. It's an Epicure. We're good though, right? We gotta be good. Opponent passes. We draw. Well, Boarding Party is not the worst. I'm not going to complain. That is another hasty threat. Boarding Party into Sad Utopia Sprawl. That's gotta be game though. This has gotta be game. Combat. Swing with the crew. And this tramples. There's no way. Opponent says incredible tops. Well, thank you, opponent. Hey, you should have played more lands. I have missed blowing up lands, and I think I've had a wrong view of Pauper in my head. I think I've been remembering Pauper from like 10 years ago when, honestly, it was pretty low powered. It was very dominated by blue decks, like blue. And I know blue is still very good in this format, but it was like pretty much you just always played blue. That was like one of the biggest things by far in the format. I feel like Pauper is actually pretty interesting now. I'm curious if you're watching this. Do you play Pauper? Because I'm kind of liking this format. It's actually not only that, but the other huge upside of this format is it's super cheap. And I know you might be thinking, well, people mostly play it on Magic Online. That's not really true. They have huge Pauper tournaments in paper now with like 1,000 people playing in Pauper. So, I think I might like Pauper. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. Well, let's see if we can keep blowing up lands. Turn 1 land, Utopia Sprawl. Turn 2 land, Generous Ent. Turn 3, nothing. Yeah, we're going to mulligan. This hand's just not explosive enough. Okay, this is better, I think. We still could use one more source of mana, but turn 1, Wild Growth. Turn 2, we'll figure it out. Hopefully turn 3. How are you supposed to say this word? Monvoli. I've been having trouble with this literally for decades now. We're going to keep this one. We'll put a Annoyed Altasaur to the bottom. And, well, all right. Land. And Wild Growth. See what our opponent's up to. We haven't played against any blue decks yet. Wait. All right, there we go. There's the blue. Oh, God, Delver. Okay, now I'm scared. Writhing Crystallis. Well, land, go. All right, no flipping. No, you know it's going to flip. It always flips. Whenever your opponent has a Delver, it's always be flipping. Flips with a deemed inferior. Okay. Yeah, this I feel like Delver is probably a tough matchup. Land. All right, we draw land. Well, I mean, this is all we got to do. I feel a counterspell a coming. But Moony Acid Moss on your beautiful Guru Island. Counterspell. Yep, that's kind of what Delver does. Yeah, this was the matchup I was dreading. Mental no opponent mills a couple of cards and gets in with the Delver and passes. We draw. Okay, let's try it again. Moony Acid Moss. You better not spell pierce us, for the love of God. Okay, floats a mana, sure. We will get a red source. Good. Passing. Okay, one land. Okay. Staying alive. Opponent gets in with the Delver. Okay, one more Moony Acid Moss. One more. Oh my God, it actually happened. Moony Acid Moss. And Forest. Okay. Pass the turn. Oh my God. Opponent, no land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, opponent gets in, hits us, sure. Land for the Annoyed Altasaur. Utopia Sprawl. Well, let's Utopia Sprawl. I might as well put it on red. And then we will Writhing Crystallis, which thankfully can actually block a Delver since it has Sneaky Reach. And pass the turn. Oh my goodness. Wait, is Pauper Ponza broken? Opponent. Is it a land? It's not a land. Do you know that Writhing Crystallis has reach? You do not. We will block with the Crystallis, and we will sack a spawn token, and you will scoop. I feel the scoop coming. It's coming right now. It's coming. I knew it. The Sneaky Reach is so good. This card is actually kind of unfair. This is the Dryad Arbor back in your land strip? That is the Eldrazi version of that, because Reach is way down here. Like, you see the mechanic up at the top, but this has Devoid up at the top, and then this huge amount of text about when you cast it, you make spawns, and then way down here is Reach, which means if you just look at the card on the battlefield, you don't see the Reach text unless you actually hover it. So we'll take it. I feel like this is just a bad matchup for us, but that went shock. Why are Pauper players so greedy? I almost feel like this is like kind of cheating. Like, in Commander, how Green Ramp is so busted because you're not allowed to mess with lands. Like, mass land destruction is socially unacceptable. I kind of feel like we're doing the same thing. If you look at Pauper deck, look at this deck. I imagine this is what our opponent's playing or something similar. 16 lands. Yes, they have card draw, they have Lord and Revealed, so it's kind of higher than that. But still, that is not a huge amount of lands that are in this deck. So I feel like that's part of the problem, is it doesn't take that much land destruction because there's not really that many lands to destroy. Relic doesn't do anything. Weather the Storm, no. Gorilla Shaman, Breath of Fury even. I guess Breath of Fury can kill a Delver? I guess we honestly just run it back. All right. Run it back. It worked last time. I mean, I guess we just slam big stuff in hope that it resolves. Only one land, but Generous Ent can get another one. Plus, we do have our Arbor Elf. Land? Utopia's problem. Play the land. Play the Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. I love Thermocrossed. I love how back in the old days when land destruction was super common, they throw on the upside here of if the land was a snow land, you gain a single life. About it. Does a little milling, plays another land. Well, let's see what we can find. We find a forest. Well, let's play the forest, and we will play a Utopia Sprawl. See if this gets countered. It is pretty scary with the Arbor Elf out. Opponent's going to Spell Pierce. Okay, so we will untap the forest, and pay the 2. If you got another Spell Pierce, then at least we got 2 Spell Pierces out of your hand. All right, Resolves. Opponent, Mental Note. Actually, maybe Relic is worth it. If they're playing these big, like, go in the graveyard dorks, it might actually be worth it to play Relic. Malevolent Rumble. So what are we doing this turn? Well, we might as well Forest Cycle Generous Hunt, grab ourselves another Forest, play the Forest, untap, and I think we just play the Avenging Hunter. We got a counterspell? All right, opponent has a counterspell. I do think we bring in the Relics next game, because if they're playing Tolarian Terror, just eating away the graveyard actually does have some value. Opponent, land, and Murmuring Mystic. Okay, that is kind of frightening. We draw Forest. Well, let's tap, untap, Boarding Party, cascade into another Arbor Elf, play the land, get in, 6 ya. Opponent. Gonna make a bunch of 1/1s. Yup. We might be in trouble. Murmuring Mystic, so this is not exactly what I was expecting. They are a Tolarian Terror deck, but they also, maybe Murmuring Mystic was in the sideboard? And now these birds are going to be good blockers, which is going to be an issue. Yeah, I think not bringing in Relic might have been a mistake. We'll bring it in for game 3 if we get that far. Hopefully, we somehow win this one. That would be the best. Sleep of the Dead. Tap a creature, doesn't untap the next untap step. And a Delver of Secrets, and an Island, and a Tolarian Terror. All right, opponent has run their hand out there. Opponent gets in, hits us for 1. We will take it. Well, let's see what we can find. We untap Malevolent Rumble. All right, well, let's get ready to rumble. Do a little milling. Take an Annoyed Altasaur. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, tap, untap, tap, untap, tap, tap, Annoyed Altasaur, spin it to win it into another Utopia Sprawl. I'll put that on the Forest, on red, and pass the turn. I mean, that's big enough to block a Tolarian Terror, which is nice. Opponent untaps. What's on top? Delver says, boy, that is about the best possible card they could have on top. It's Brainstorm. Not only does it flip the Delver and make another bird, it digs our opponent 3 cards deep to find something. Yeah, we might be. Okay, so the way this is playing out, the Pyroclasm effect might actually be worth it because of Murmuring Mystic. I don't know if we can slog through these birds. Like, we can start blowing up lands. Deep Analysis to make a bird. All right, draws a couple cards. That's a lot of birds. Gets in with the Flyers. We take 5. All right, yeah, down to 14. We untap. Forest. Well, 1, 2. Malevolent Rumble. Do some digging. Yeah, I guess the Crystallis. Because it does have reach, so it can block the Flyers. So we can tap this, play the Crystallis, make some dorks, untap this, play the land, Mooney Acid Moss, blow up one of your islands, grab a Forest, and do some attacking. Unfortunately, since both of our Utopia Sprawls are on red, we can't actually cast the Thermocross here. Opponent's going to block with a Terror. Drops to 13 while we will pass the turn. Opponent untaps. 3 cards in hand now. I mean, that's the power of blue, right? Like, there's a reason that blue is the best color in Pauper and in most Eternal formats. And the reason for that is you get to play Brainstorm. that is the biggest reason. You just get so much card selection that it's really hard to ever like run out of things to do. Yeah, they just have way more cards than we do. That's kind of the issue. They have lots of cards. We do not have lots of cards. Our cards, card for card, are probably more powerful than their cards. But they have way more of them than we do at the moment. Opponent finishes brainstorming, plays another land, 2 cards in hand, which is kind of deceptive because they have a deep analysis, so they can always draw 2 more. So I guess we want like an Altasaur, a boarding party, another Terror, Sleep of the Dead to tap down the Crystallis. Yeah, I think that kills us. All right, we have a better understanding of what our opponent's deck is trying to do, which is going to help when we go to sideboarding. So our opponent's actually a very graveyardy deck. Sleep of the Dead has Escape. That's their main removal. So I think the relics are actually very good. I think that actually is big. Let's see what we draw. Mountain. All right. Yep. Okay. That's fine. So we're going to bring in relics. Man, I don't really want to bring in Breath Weapon, but maybe we have to. The question is, what do we go down? We go down Rumbles. Go down Rumbles and Repurposers, I guess? Bring in one Breath Weapon and maybe we go down one Avenging Hunter for a Breath Weapon. Let's try it like that. We get to be on the play, which is really big if we get a good draw. All right, we'll try this. We will see. We will see what our opponent has. I mean, in theory, we can turn to Thermocrost. We do need a red source eventually. Opponent, Island, and Delver of Secrets. Pretty annoying. Well, okay, we draw Mavoni Acid Moss. Well, 1, 2, and untap Forest 3. And blow up your island. Hopefully our opponent kept a one-lander. Delver. Does it flip for the first time ever? He always flips with a Spell Pierce. Opponent plays an island. Gets in with the Delver. We draw land. Relic. Well, play the Relic. Play the Arbor Elf. Exile a card. You know what? Let's untap. I think we're going to play a second Relic. If our opponent wants to spend their Spell Pierce, we're cool with that. We actually kind of hope they do, because then we can Acid Moss. All right, opponent does not. All right, well, pass the turn. Can we beat a Delver of Secrets? Opponent, Thought Scour to mill a couple cards. Well, let's keep on exiling. Opponent finds an island. A Utopia Sprawl effect would be nice. Pass it. Forest. Well, okay. Exile a card. Yeah, let's crack one of them to draw a card. Wild Growth. All right, well, play the land. Play a Wild Growth. Make some mana. Untap. Make some mana. And let's do some Acid Moss in. See if they got a counter spell. Okay, opponent floats some mana. Ooh, all right. Resolves, and we get a red source. I mean, that's big, because that lets us play this Crystallis. Always with the Brainstorm. I mean, that's kind of what this deck does. Brainstorm, Thought Scour. Well, now we need big things. The Crystallis helps if we can resolve it. We are keeping the graveyard in check, so we don't have to worry so much about, like, a Tolarian Terror coming down. Opponent's gonna Thought Scour. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, sure. I mean, if our opponent goes Land Deep Analysis, I think we live with that. We could exile the graveyard, but I don't really want to give up on the second Relic yet. We already sacked one, and I think we need to keep one around. They don't have enough mana to play like a Tolarian Terror. All right, they're going to Deep Analysis, it looks like. They're thinking about it. They know it's going to go away, so they're tempted to do it, but then they just go up to 8 cards and have to discard a hand size anyway. Opponent gets in with the Delver. Hits us down to 11. We are on a Delver clock here. All right, let's see what we find. More Arbor Elves. Well, all right, step 1. Exile a card from your graveyard. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel a counter spell might be coming, but Writhing Crystallis. Wow, no counter. Okay. And, well, I mean, I guess we play another Arbor Elf. And get in with an Arbor Elf. And yeah, we might as well untap a Forest. Just in case we need to use this Relic. Pass the turn. I mean, Crystallis is nice, because theoretically, man, every Brainstorm in the West. All right, opponent finds another Brainstorm. Do we need to crack the Relic? Lorien revealed to shuffle away their Brainstorm cards. Well, I think this is the time. Well, sack the Relic, nuke the Great. Oh, another Forest is about the last thing that we wanted to see. Literally the last thing we wanted to see. Opponent, Island, and Combat, and knows about the Sneaky Reach, passes. We draw something big. Okay, Altasaur is big. Well, tap, untap. Tap, untap. Tap, tap, tap. Annoyed Altasaur. I think we overtapped, actually. Annoyed Altasaur. Spin it to win it. Spin it to win it. Into, all right, Avenging Hunter. Not bad. Opponent. Gonna kill the Hunter. Altasaur resolves. We will just pass the turn. Okay, so we got a 6/6. And scoops it up. We beat Delver. We're 3-0. The kids are eating already. Okay, this is the first Pauper League I've played in like years. And we're 3-0 with Ponza. What a dream. Okay. I could get used to this. Why have we not been playing more Pauper? We are 2-1ing our way to glory. Well, let's keep it going. No lands. Oh, this hand would have been sweet too. If we had like a land and a Arbor Elf and another land. Yeah, we got a mulligan that one. Oh no. See, this always happens. The Magic Gods, they listen. And they knew we were getting a little excited. We're 3-0. First time playing Pauper in a year. 3-0. The Magic Gods, they got to make sure that you know you're not actually in control. Just like nature. Every once in a while, we build our big buildings and do all of our stuff. And then nature's like, you know what? I'm going to send a meteor at you. Or how about a big hurricane? Just so y'all realize that you're actually tiny little ants and not actually in control of things. This hand's better, though. This hand's better. We don't have any land destruction. We are on 5, which is awfully unfortunate. But we can put this Ultisaur to the bottom. I think we're going to put Repurposer to the bottom. I think our hope is draw land, play Crystallis on turn 3 into Hunter on turn 4. That would be pretty sweet. Opponent Forest and Abundant Growth. Oh, is this like Boggles? I know there's a Boggles deck. Well, he drew the land. Pass the turn. I don't know how we do against Boggles. Probably not well. But I feel like I've said that in every matchup and then we keep winning. So maybe better than we think. It is funny that we have like 0 removal in this deck. We cannot kill your things. That's not going to... Man, a land destruction spell, that would be pretty sweet. Opponent, even more forests, and Malevolent Rumble. It is Boggles. There's a Glade Cover Scout. Actually kind of proud that I recognize that off the Abundant Growth. That was pretty good. That was actually pretty good for not playing Pauper. I figured, okay, enchantment, why would you put an Abundant Growth on a land? It doesn't even ramp. You must just want enchantments and fix your mana. What would want an enchantment on the battlefield? Probably a deck that has Boggles, because you're going to play all that glitters. And somehow ended up being correct. So opponent gets a spawn and gets a Glade Cover Scout for the future, which is a concern. We draw more Avenging Hunters. Well, let's play this Writhing Crystallis, make a couple dorks. This gets us to Avenging Hunter to start taking the initiative. Wouldn't mind blowing up this forest at some point. I just don't know. I don't know how big Pauper Boggles grow. Like, are we under immediate death pressure? I guess we have the Glamour in the sideboard that can get rid of enchantments. And a little sacking, a little, oh no. Well, that's the worst Boggle for us because not only is it a Boggle, it is unblockable except by creatures with flying. Does not even include reach, so we can't even get him with the sneaky Crystallis. Found it. Cartouche. Yeah. Oh, man. Initiative might be bad in this match. Oh, boy. Well, I mean, we got to do it. We can't not do it. So, Avenging Hunter. This might not be the best initiative matchup, though, because our opponent is just going to keep stealing the initiative. Let's take a mountain since we don't have one yet. Play the mountain. We can't block this anyway, so we might as well try to raise. What else are we doing? If our opponent doesn't have too many more enchantments, I mean, if they can find a all that glitters type effect, then we're pretty dead. Actually, what is actually in Pauper? Do they have all that glitters? It's a common, right? Or what is the common version of that? Opponent going to take the beats. We're not going to sack the spawn. We're going to keep that. Pass the turn. Yes, opponent. You can steal the initiative. Armadillo close. Well, that's going to Ethereal Armor. They do have Ethereal. Oh, Sentinel's Eye. My God. 6/6. First strike. Vigilance. Trample. Steal the initiative. Gain 6 life. Yeah, I don't know if we can beat this thing. I don't think we can beat this thing. Opponent gonna steal the dungeon. Gonna get a land. Have we finally met our match? I mean, in our defense, we also had 2 0-landers multi 5. So maybe it's not as bad as it looks right now. It looks really bad right now, but maybe it's not quite as bad as it looks because, well, we can steal the initiative. And I guess Scry 2. I don't think any of this saves us, though. Utopia's Progenitor's, well, bottom and bottom. And we can't even attack? Yeah, actually, okay, there's no point. Like, we don't have a way to kill this thing. We don't have a way to kill the enchantments on this thing. We're just going to go to the sideboard. So, the Glamour in, and I guess Breath Weapon? Breath Weapon, if we get the timing right, can work. We'll go down Eldrazi Repurposers. We'll go down, I guess, Malevolent Rumbles. Actually, you know what? We're going to cut Avenging Hunter. I feel like initiative is probably not great against the deck with all the unblockable creatures. All right, we need to find a red source. Hopefully very soon. But we do have turn 2 Thermocrossed, which is sweet. If we draw a red source to go with it, oh man, a red source would be so good. That's what we really need. The problem is our deck doesn't play that many red sources, so I don't know if the odds are especially high. But how do we pass up turn 2 land destruction on the play? I mean, that's what we came here to do. Maybe our opponent will be nice and play a snow land for us so we can gain a life. Swing that race in our favor, opponent forest, and okay. Well, this is going to be a nice thermocrossed. Red source, please. Utopia Sprawl. Wow, okay. Well, let's play that on red. That was the perfect draw. And now we will Stone Rain, your forest, and your Utopia Sprawl. Haha, try to enchant a land on us, will ya? Okay, colorless mana, eh? 1, 2, 3, well, all right, let's play Writhing Chrysalis, make a couple Eldrazi's, pass the turn. This gets us to the boarding party next turn. If our opponent's playing this, they probably do not have another land in opponent. I'm telling you, Pauper players don't believe in lands. It's the wildest thing. I have never seen a format where like every deck is playing like 17 lands. It's so crazy. These wild Pauper players just setting us up to wreck them with a single Thermocrossed. All right, well, run it back. We got to do it on the draw, but that went well. Wouldn't mind finding that Pyroclasm thing. That would be a nice one to have in hand. That's our one. Ooh, okay, there's a breath weapon. Oh, do we keep this? So we have no ramp. We have no red mana. Turn 3 Thermocast on the draw is too slow. I think this is honestly going to be too slow with this hand. I think we gotta ship it for try to find some ramping. I don't feel great about this, but we have the breath weapon and red mana this time. Is it going to be fast enough is the question. Glade Cover Scout. Okay, concerning. Well, Wooded Ridgeline go. All right, stay below 2 power, or toughness rather. Ash Baron's going to cycle. Yeah, I feel like on the draw it might be too slow. We draw a forest. Okay. Well, if they don't have another enchantment to grow the Great Clever Scout, we got a shot. If they do, life is sad. Utopia Sprawl. Okay. Doesn't beat us yet. Come on, no enchantment. No enchantment. No enchantment. No enchantment. No enchantment. Okay. Now we're probably dead. Pounda gets in, hits us. Well, play the land. And definitely going to Thermocross the forest with this enchantment. Seriously? Gets in for infinite. Yeah, if we were on the play, the breath weapon would have been enough. But on the draw, too many auras. Deglamor, maybe? Forest. Yeah, well, that sounds about right. That does seem like a very tricky matchup. I think we really got to be on the play to have a shot. Oh, there's a Deglamor too. I think we really got to be on the play to have a shot. Because our one removal spell is just too slow on the draw. Oh, that's unfortunate. We were close, but not close enough. We also didn't have a great hand. Like, if we had turn 1 Dork, turn 2 land destruction, maybe that slows them down enough that we can get them with the breath weapon. But all right. Well, the kids are still eating. We got one more to go. Down to 3-1 though. We're gonna keep this. We're going for the 4-1 finish in our first Pauper League in, I don't even know, a long time. It has been a long time. Do we just Wild Growth? We're gonna Wild Growth. I guess Wild Growth is the highest upside line. If we just draw an untap land, then we play a Repurposer next turn. 4 is for our opponent and Arbor Elf. Are they land destructing? We draw oh man, that would have been a nice time to draw an untap land. Well, let's land cycle the Ent. Grab the tap land, play the tap land, pass the turn. Oh, if they're also playing land destruction, the fact that they have the Arbor Elf is scaring me. If they blow up our Wild Growth land, we are in a whole heap of trouble, opponent. Wild Growth. On the other hand, if they don't blow up our Wild Growth land and we have, oh my god, and we blow up their Wild Growth land, then it's what I like to call party time. Opponent doesn't have a land. Do we draw land? No. But, however, thankfully, we're on the play, so we get to blow up your land. All right, that was good. Arbor Elf stands alone. Opponent getting in, hitting us. Well, okay, let's play this Repurposer to make a spawn. I mean, we're not doing a great job of hitting our lands either, but our opponent's in way worse shape than we are, and we get to blow up their next land too. Oh, opponent. Opponent. I'm so sorry, friend. I'm so sorry. No, actually, I'm not that sorry. Actually, I'm not even a little sorry. We're going to blow up your land and your Wild Growth and hit you with our Repurposer. Okay, things are going to plan. Opponent. That sad Arbor Elf getting it. I think our opponent is also Ponza, though. We're just Ponzing better at the moment. Opponent hits us. We draw an Arbor Elf. Well, let's play the Arbor Elf. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's Avenging Hunter to grab a land, which will be an opponent scoops it up. Okay. I am convinced this is a mirror. The Ponza mirror. What do we want in the Ponza mirror? So we definitely don't want to be the player who is behind on lands, and I don't know how we make sure that happens. Not sure how we can guarantee that. It's not like we can take out the Utopia Sprawls and Wild Grows. We just gotta hope that the land destruction doesn't come for us. Is Breath Weapon worth it? Probably not. If their deck looks like ours, all it kills is Arbor Elf. Maybe Deglammer? I don't even know if that's good. Deglammer just to get rid of Utopia Sprawls and Wild Grows? That seems kind of silly. You know what? I guess we run it back. It worked out last time. The scary part is we're on the draw this game, which makes things a little bit worse. The odds of us being the one getting got increases dramatically. All right. I mean, we got to try this. We might be our opponent from last game, though. Opponent, Arbor Elf, sure. Well, play a land, and let's play us a Utopia Sprawl on green. All right, don't blow up our land. Don't blow up our land, please, please. Utopia Sprawl. Okay, opponent has lots of mana. Please, not a land, not a Mavoni Acid Moss. Taps on taps. Well, I mean, there is good news here. The good news here is, in game 3, we get to be on the play. And it seems like that probably determines who wins this match. Bound it. Yeah. So this is a mirror. Our opponent's doing literally the same exact thing to us that we did to them last game. So we just got to hope that we're the ones doing it to them next game. I mean, if we draw some forests, I guess it's not... If our opponent doesn't have anything... Well, all right, they have something big. I was going to say if they don't have anything big, we could get back into this. But at this point, I think it is... Even if we draw a forest, it might be too late. If we draw a forest this turn, maybe. Well, okay. We're gonna call it. Well, we're discarding the hand size. I mean, we'll stick it out one more turn. So we take 6. Opponent has a Utopia Sprawl. I mean, now my fear is if we don't have that hand next game, then that's very bad for us. Opponent gets in, hits us for 6. Gotta be a forest here to have any chance. All right. We did not hit the forest. Yep. All right, well. Running back. This time we're on the play. So we just need 1 drop into land destruction, and it seems like that is very good. All right, we got to keep it. It makes me a little nervous. We have the land destruction. The problem is we only have 1 land in hand, which means if we don't draw land next turn, we have to spend the turn Malevolent Rumbling rather than blowing up our opponent's first land. It's just really who gets behind the land destruction. That is basically the game. So we'll play the Arbor Elf, pass the turn. Would love to just draw land. That would be the best. Opponent Forest and, passing? Okay, well, that's good. Land? Oh my god, okay. Tap, untap. And Thermocrossed you. Get rid of that land. Pass the turn. Yeah, seems tough to be on the draw in this matchup. Opponent Forest. Wild Growth. They might have been slow rolling their enchantment there. Well, we will Malevolent Rumble. Take a Generous Ent. Untap. Cycle the Generous Ent. Grab the Ridgeline. Play the Ridgeline. Pass the turn. All right, let's see if our opponent has land destruction. And Wild Growth. Okay. And Thermocrossed. All right, opponent found the land destruction. We find an Arbor Elf. Oh, play the land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Untap. 5. Play the Avenging Hunter. Steal the initiative. Grab a mountain. Okay, that's big. First on the battlefield. Opponent untaps 2 Wild Growths. Can we draw a land destruction spell? Opponent was sneaky. They did not play their turn 1 Wild Growth to let us land destruction on turn 2. That was a very smart play by our opponent. So shout out to Irving OP. That was good. Well played. Is it going to be enough? It seems like being on the draw in this matchup so brutal that it might still not be enough. Well, that's a lot of Utopia Sprawls. Mooney Acid Moss. Sure. Opponent still blowing up our stuff. Passing. Well, we have the initiative. We will... What are our options? Forge is put 2 counters. All right, we'll put 2 counters on our Hunter. Get in. Hit you for 7. Play a 4. I guess we should have got in for 1 with the Arbor Elf too. Play the Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Malevolent Rumble, gonna do some digging. Finds, well, okay, a lot of action. Altasaur, Arbor Elf, Boarding Party, Utopia Sprawl. Thankfully, they can't cast them this turn. This is going to be very close. Our opponent doesn't know it, but they kind of need a blocker for this Boarding Party or something, or else we can lethal them this turn. Exactly. Actually, even better than that, because we have the initiative. So we make, man, initiative's kind of insane, isn't it? Gets an Eldrazi spawn. Plays an Arbor Elf, setting up for the future opponent. Passes. Well, we will hit you for 5, which is what? Trap? All right, trap you. Down to 8. We will play the land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Untap. 5. Untap. 6. Boarding Party. Into a Wild Growth. And do some attacking. Get in, get in. Opponent's got to do a little block in. Down to 1. Can we close it out? Can we close it out? Opponent. Arbor Elf untaps. They need something big. They need something real big. Opponent. Making mana. 6, 7. Annoyed Altasaur. Spins into an Arbor Elf. Okay. They still can't afford to take a single point of damage, and opponent scoops it up. And yes, we got boggled. But we just 4-1 and blew up a lot. Land destruction in this format's amazing. Oh man, this might be the best format for playing land destruction just because of the epic greed of pauper players with their super low on land mana bases. Well, we get 5 treasure chests. The kids are eating good. Bear gets an extra snack today. Well, let's crack these open, see what we can find. Chest number 1, 25 play points. Will of the Abzan. Do you like this card for Commander? Is this card good? Why will it not pop up? Will of the Abzan is pop-up card. Okay, hang on. Wait. Oh, is Arena just lagging? No. Or Moto just lagging? All right. So, Will of the Abzan. The text is a little small. There we go. So 4 mana sorcery. If it was an instant, this card would be really good. 4 mana sorcery. Any number of target opponents each sack the creature they control the greatest power and take 3. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If you have your commander, you do both. So Zombify is 4 mana. Not bad reanimation. So even if you only get that mode, yes, in Commander, it's not great because you could reanimate or animate dead, but still 4 to reanimate's not the end of the world. It is only your graveyard. And then the Edict mode is actually pretty good. It hits each opponent, you get some damage. I kind of like, I don't think it's a Jeska's Will or an Akroma's Will, like a S tier ultra stable, but I feel like Will of Abzan, I think it's a fine, like in a graveyard deck or reanimator style deck, I feel like it's good enough. Well, next chest. What do we get? 4 to go. We find. Ooh, look at that all-out assault. That is a... Maybe this is overkill. Maybe we don't need it quite this big. We get a new all-out assault. We get a Elder Gargaroth. And hilariously, I imagine the most valuable card in this pack... Give me your pick, chat. What do you think the most valuable card in this pack is? It is actually by far this Dismember. This Dismember's like 15 ticks, I want to say. It's 16 bucks. More expensive than the Flashing New Mythic or the Elder Gargaroth. Well, all right, actually, Elder Gargaroth, I'm pretty sure Elder Gargaroth got insanely expensive a few years ago on Moto. Let me look at this. I kind of remember this spiking up to like $50 or something. Maybe I'm misremembering. Yeah, it actually did spike up to like $50. It was seen play in Pioneer, and then it spiked up a little bit there too. Now it is basically free, 45 cents. Well, 3 more to go. Let's get... Ooh, what is this? I don't even know this card. Oh, this is from Assassin's Creed? Sigurd Jari of Ravensthorpe. 3 mana, 3/3 Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Boast, put a lower counter on target saga. Oh, okay, I kind of remember this now. Harness by Force, Soul's Ransom. All right, not much in there. Well, next chest, we get Change of Fortune. Cool card that just kind of a little too expensive to work. And Supreme Phantom. Well, one more shot. One more shot at something good. Ooh, that is a fancy looking Sarkhan. Fancy. I like the border on those cards. The border does look really good. Reduced to Dreams, 5 mana sorcery, bounce all artifacts and enchantments. Kamigawa card. Kamigawa cards are known for not being that powerful. And then Vein Drinker. This reminds me of old school Commander. Like when I first started playing Commander, like 20 whatever, 13 or 14, this was the kind of card I'd play a lot. Just like these big top end, not good enough. This was back when the meme was whenever they would do spoiler season and some random like 6, 7, 8 drop was printed that would definitely not work in standard, it was a commander card, probably good in commander. And that's the kind of cards you used to play in commander. It's changed a little bit over the years, but anyway, what do we learn about this deck? And I don't got much more to say. I love it. I love it. This deck was super fun to play. It worked really well. Pauper kind of blew me away. We just played the first Pauper League in a long time. Why have I not been playing this format all along? Like, that league was a blast. We played against 5 different decks, most of them doing very different things. It wasn't like Gruul Mice versus Mono Red Mice versus Boros Mice or whatever. Like, they were all decks doing very different things. We had to blow up a lot of lands. And it's super cheap to play because we're playing with all commons. So this deck's like $60 or something. The only challenge is you gotta have people to play with. So if you want to play Pauper and Paper, you do gotta make sure that your LGS or your play group or whatever is interested in playing Pauper. So check that before you run out and buy a bunch of decks. Of course, you can always play it on Magic Online, and it's kind of thriving on Magic Online. There's like 500 people in the league. All of our matches fired super quickly. So I think I'm going to play more Pauper. I think I would recommend this format. I definitely recommend this deck. Just try to mulligan. If you decide to play this deck, try to mulligan for the ramp, basically. Like, what we really want to do is turn 2 land destruction, which means 1 mana ramp, turn 2, Thermocrossed or Stone Rain, blow up your thing, and then we just get to the big stuff, and the big stuff closes out the game. So if you like blowing up lands, you like playing cheap decks, you like diverse formats, I think give Pauper a chance, and give this deck a chance, because I absolutely loved it. But anyway, that is Pauper Ponza. That's been our deck for today. Let me know what you think about Pauper. It's been a while since we've done Pauper. Do you want to see more of it? Do you like it? I really liked it, but I'm curious if y'all like it, if you want to see more of it. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.